In a shocking announcement that shocks absolutely no one except a handful of Netflix activists, I do suppose, Egypt's Minister of Antiquities had come out to tell us what we all already knew, that Cleopatra was white and of Greek descent. Well, on the one hand, thank you, Captain Obvious, but hey, it's necessary, isn't it? That's the ridiculous part. And what I found so particularly cute as well is that, okay, here you have an official Egyptian minister coming out and going, hold on, Netflix, I can prove to you that Cleopatra wasn't black. Like, we have coins with the pictures on it, we have murals, we have drawings, we have historical sources, as if the evidence would actually matter. It's kind of, it reminds me of, well, myself and my side of things like 5-6 years ago when we were thinking like, wow, these people are idiots, they know nothing about history. If we just explain it to them, surely they'll understand. Yeah, no, as it turns out, that was never the point. Because, okay, we talked about this on the ArchCast a little while ago, but it bears refreshing now that we have the official statement from Egypt here. The director, Tina Garvari, has made her point of view on this very, very, very clear, you see. Doing the research, heavy quotation marks, I realized what a political act it would be to see Cleopatra portrayed by a black actress. There you go. This has nothing to do with making a documentary. This has nothing to do with making even a drama series, or something fun and fluffy and entertaining. This is, as she clearly states herself, a political act. And that is in part also what has pissed off Egyptians so very, very much, because here's the thing, Cleopatra has obviously been portrayed in all kinds of historically incorrect ways before. Duh. But it has always been, at least with a certain degree of respect for the fact that it is an Egyptian story that they are telling, of an Egyptian character. Whereas this, well, this is a modern-day American political act, trying to force upon Egyptian history the modern-day racial paradigm of America. It is the USification of Egyptian history, and the worst parts of the US as well. The goddamn racialized, nonsensical part that is currently being rejected as vociferously as possible by most actual regular Americans. Because to an Egyptian, Cleopatra's skin color is really not actually all that important. The important part is that she was Egyptian. And so representing Egyptian history, the national part of it, correctly, accurately, and respectfully is far more important to them than pushing a US racial idea. Of course they don't care, and of course they don't appreciate having their history used for this. She even goes on, why shouldn't Cleopatra be a melanated sister? Well, if you were making a science fiction story, go ahead. If you were making a fantasy story, go ahead. If you were simply making a story in which Cleopatra rode a dragon to defeat Julius Caesar, go ahead. But you're not. You marked it as a documentary, and that is why Cleopatra shouldn't be a melanated sister, because you have a certain responsibility to at least pretend that you're trying to tell history when you're making a documentary. And why do some people need Cleopatra to be white? Her proximity to whiteness seems to give her value, and for some Egyptians it seems to really matter. Again, the Egyptians don't care that she's white. They care that she was Egyptian. That is why they care. Not her proximity to whiteness. Do you think the goddamn Egyptians, again, it is all the American racial idea here. The Egyptians doesn't care about their proximity to whiteness? Oh my god. As production got nearer, I realized the magnitude and political nature of this job. Just to, hammer home the point, in case you didn't understand the first time she told you. It was important to get things right. Right. Here we go. It was right to bring Cleopatra into the 21st century. That's what she means by right. Not to portray her accurately, not to get the history correct, but to portray her for the 21st century. That's what she wants to get right again. But also find a way of telling the story with humanism and nuance. Oh really? Well, that sounds interesting. What do you mean? Oh, it's that we're gonna make her a powerful, strong, modern-day woman. The HBO series Rome portrayed one of the most intelligent, sophisticated, and powerful women in the world. And that is how she will be portrayed in this thing. As the most intelligent, the most sophisticated, the strongest woman character ever. Because that is the only female character that the West can produce these days, it seems. And they are all the precise same character. There was a picture from the TV show, which I don't think it was in here. No, was it in here? I don't recall. No, but there was a picture from the show showing Cleopatra riding a horse. No, and riding, over the horse as well, sitting down, etc. Cleopatra was an Egyptian queen. She would probably not be riding a horse unless it was a really dire circumstance. She would be carried on a litter. She would ride a chariot. She would be literally anything other than transporting herself, because again, she is a goddamn queen, and it frankly would be beneath her. But anyways, so intelligent, sophisticated, and powerful women. Okay, let's actually interrogate. Let's look at this. So, Cleopatra, powerful woman. Well, she was losing a civil war to her brother when the Romans came and saved her and made her their puppet satrapy in the region because, well, she was more pliant than her brother. Powerful. Okay. Intelligent. Well, she certainly knew who to seduce, surely, and that also indicates a certain degree of sophistication. And hey, if you make a drama out of this, like HBO did, you can actually do some cool shit with it. Because they go on. In the HBO series, portrayed her as a sleazy, dissipated drug addict, yet Egypt didn't seem to mind. Because that isn't what they portrayed her as. She was a woman on the verge of defeat who was about to lose everything, who was getting ready to kill herself so as to not be raped to death by her enemies. She was desperate. And when she saw an opportunity, she grabbed it with both hands and managed to rise herself out of destitution back into a position of power. That is an achievement no matter how you do it. And as for her being a dissipated drug addict, there's even a scene where her handmaiden insults her, like, "Oh, my queen, you couldn't throw away the hookah pipe because you're addicted." And what does? She gives it to a handmaiden, tells her to fling it away because she's stronger than that. Handmaiden does it, and she never talks about it again. Because she is strong. She's simply just not a strong female character of the modern-day Western mold, of which, again, there is only one. There is only one that fits the political narrative. This Cleopatra is basically going to be a man. In all respects, literally, except she'll dress in a dress. Which I suppose is also a sign of manliness today, I guess. And it will all be, again, for the sake of making a political point. That is why Egypt is not particularly pleased, and that is why Egypt has every right to be unhappy and probably should actually move forward with banning the show and possibly even Netflix in general from Egypt as just one nice big middle finger. See, this is the beauty of the current day situation, isn't it? 10 years ago, hell, 5 years ago, you could talk about a show being banned in an Islamic country for, at least in part, Islamic reasons, and everyone would go like, "Wow, that's silly. Don't they understand? We're living in the modern age. We've got freedoms. Everyone gets to talk about their ideas, etc. We're not going to insult you. We're just going to, show you history and stuff from our perspective and so on." Today, however, oh no, I am 100% on the side of the Islamists in this case. Because, well, they have every right to resist the brain rot which we failed to do for them, I guess. Although, don't worry, we are trying to stop it over here as well. Just, you know, give us another decade or so. Until then, you're on your own. I wish you luck. Best of luck, Egypt. Genuinely. Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon. Till then, have a good day.